Well, it's a very simple answer. Vitamins deteriorate when they sit in water, right? And again, go do your research on this. When you put vitamins in the water, over time, you got liquid suspension, UV rays and light, the temperature fluctuation, the chemicals they put in there, time, acid, all of these things are going to kill the vitamins as they sit in the liquids. So, how can we produce a healthy alternative? We've talked about the problem, right? What can we do? No hot fill or pasteurization, no sugar, artificial sweeteners, no caffeine or harmful stimulants, no highly acidic fillers or chemicals, no artificial colors or flavors, no preservatives. There it is, guys. Is that the coolest looking thing in the world? The Yoli Blast Cap. It allows you to consume your nutrition in a whole new way, right? You know what's so cool about the Blast Cap, guys, the very first time I saw it? Do you remember, okay, this is hilarious. You remember they show you histories of the ancient Indians, and they're dragging a person laying on a cot, and they're dragging, you're like, where's the stinking wheel? I mean, that's the whole time you're thinking, where's the wheel? They didn't have it, right? Yet, you know, in Europe, we're like, hello, wheels, they work great. The first time I saw Blast Cap, I was like, where has that been for 40 years? I mean, it was so simple, so easy, so cool, right? But because of the Blast Cap technology, again, 100% demonstratable, levels the playing field. He and she who blasts the most makes the most. Obviously, we have the samples right now, and we're going to talk about that. Now, what's one of the secrets to the best nutrition? Look, guys, if you go to a store right now and you're going to buy corn, what's the best way to buy it? Frozen. Buy frozen corn. Why? Because when you buy frozen corn, they can still lock in the enzymes. Look, everybody knows, what do they do to canned foods? You know, we know what they do, right? They have to kill the canned foods. Why? People, why do they have to kill the canned foods? It's real simple. Well, when things are alive, what happens? Well, if they're alive and you put it in a can, it blows up, right? So they're going to have to kill those things. So again, a freeze-dry process. Now, I want you to understand there's multiple different types of freeze-dries, but when you take a form of nutrition and you freeze-dry it into a powder, you can still lock in and have living enzymes, fresh ingredients, vitamins and minerals can stay intact. Now let's talk about the blast for a minute. Oops. Let's talk about the Yoli Blast. Look, who in here's heard the little story about Johnny? Anyone heard that story? Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to show a story about Johnny. Let me explain to you right now. Look, what I believe is this is the ultimate wow factor product. It's demonstratable. Let me tell you what I mean. So Mary decides to become a Yoli distributor. Mary's never done network marketing. She's scared to death. And so all she knows is one thing. I know this is good for my children. This is what I want my children to have. I don't want my children to have pasteurized, chemical-filled, preservative, stabilizers, binders. I don't want these things. I want to just give my child something that's good. So she goes to the soccer game with Johnny. Now, who in here has a son, a daughter, a nephew, a niece, or someone and went and watched a sporting event with them, right? Raise your hand. Come on. Everyone's done this. All right. I know. So we're all going to these events. So Mary goes to the soccer event, and at halftime, little Johnny runs over to Mom and says, "Man, I'm thirsty, Mom." And so Mary hands little Johnny the truth, right? The truth, which is our very first Yoli Blast Cap formula, which is called Truth. And again, do you think Johnny cares that it's not pasteurized, there's no chemical? Johnny doesn't care. Johnny wants to do one thing. He wants to go show it off. Okay? That's it. And number two, it has to taste great. If it doesn't taste great, then I don't want it. Okay? So he's going to run like this in the middle and say, come here. Or he's going to be really cool about it. You know, whatever. You know, sit there. And then when he pops that thing out, and he's got all his friends right there, and he blasts it, what just happened? Every single one of those kids are going to run back to their moms and their dads and say, I want what Johnny has. Am I right? I promise, this is how it works. I have 3. My oldest 22, my baby's 12 now. It goes fast. I've done lots of soccer games. All right, so there's Mary, brand new, and guess what's going on? Guess where all these moms and dads are going to? They're all coming to Mary, right? And they're ready to ask 2 questions, right? What is that, and how much does it cost? Let's touch on how much does it cost. Look, I've been in this industry for